Floyd Money Mayweather's journey to becoming one of the most respected boxers in the world has not been easy. And having his father for a trainer meant there were no off days. To gain the power to land the right punches, he had to endure a few while growing up. Though a 2-year-old Floyd's life started with him staring down the barrel of the gun, the young star dodged every bullet and rose above all the obstacles life had thrown at him. Out of all 50 fights, this boxing icon has had 0 losses. So how did he become the undefeated champion that he is today?
I make mistakes, but I strive every day to be a perfectionist. And we all know God only made one thing perfect, and that's my boxing record.
We've got all the juicy details for you in today's video, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button to stay updated with more of your favorite celebrity news. Mayweather retired from the boxing world on the last day of 2018 after knocking out his opponent. The iconic star returned to the ring to defend his title against YouTube star Logan Paul in a recent fight. Though the match ended without a knockout, a 44-year-old Mayweather was the better fighter as expected. The older star was fighting someone almost twice his size with double his energy and still managed to protect his reigning title. Such consistency has many wondering how this aging fighter is still the best in the game.
I have good days, I have bad days. I'm only gonna have my bad days in a boxing gym, because I'm an under the lights type fighter. Because when I go under those lights, no matter how I win.
Like many child prodigies, Floyd grew up in a tough-love household, run by his father, former professional boxer Mayweather Sr. The young star knew nothing but basketball growing up. Unlike other father and son duos, these two bonded over clenched fists. The lack of affection in other forms made a young Floyd question his father's love. "I don't remember him ever taking me anywhere or doing anything that a father would do with a son, going to the park or to the movies or to get ice cream," the star shared. "I always thought that he liked his daughters better than he liked me because she never got whippings, and I got whippings all the time." Floyd Sr.'s ways of teaching were less theory-based and more practical. Mayweather learned most of his lessons through experience. To make sure his point got across well, the strict father would deliver them with a beating. And that would not be the first time the young boy had experienced physical harm from his father. Long before, a young Mayweather learned how to land blows. He was a 2-year-old human shield, defending his father from meeting his death. When Mayweather was still learning how to take his first steps, his uncle and father's business partner came into their home ready to end Floyd Sr.'s life. Business had gone sour, and an angry partner was desperate to settle the score. But when he pointed the gun, Big Floyd dangled his 2-year-old son in front of the threat. "If you're going to kill me, you're going to kill the baby too," Mayweather told his brother-in-law. "But I wasn't going to put that baby down. I didn't want to die. It wasn't about putting my son in the line of fire. I knew Sinclair wouldn't shoot the baby. So we took the gun off my face, lowered it to my leg, and bam." That injury affected his life and contributed to his crash in the boxing world. The less fights he won, the less food he could put on the table. Desperate to support his family, Big Floyd got into selling illegal substances. With no future hope for himself, all eyes were on a young Mayweather Jr. to carry out the family name. And the ambitious son could not afford to disappoint. The little man's grandmother remembers him having boxing gloves almost as soon as he could walk, and his dad recalls him, quote, "training to be a fighter in the crib," as he was already throwing jabs as a baby. And when the young fighter was old enough to make his own decisions, he naturally gravitated towards boxing gyms. Was Mayweather also fascinated with the sport, or was he just looking for his father's approval in the arena?
I never got into sport to be, my dad never got into sport to be the best or for me to be the best. My dad just loved the sport of boxing. And once he introduced it to me, it was like second nature for me.
As early as 10 years old, the star was a regular at fighting places. His father had already crowned him a boxing champion. But for the young star, it was not enough. Little Floyd searched for a bond between him and his old man that was not based on a pair of boxing gloves. And when there was no sign of that, he decided to try his best to create it. At the age of 11, the young fighter officially took Mayweather as his last name. He had previously been carrying his mother's maiden name, but dropped it with hopes of having a connection with his father. As he grew older, the relationship with his father was just one of many of his problems. The young star's family was struggling. He recalls living with his family of 7 crammed into a 1-bedroom apartment with no heating or hot water. As the home's circumstances grew worse, Big Mayweather was falling deeper into the business of selling illegal substances. Through it all, young Floyd turned to the boxing ring to let out his frustrations. After winning the Golden Gloves championship at just 16, the young fighter was about to lose something more important to him. While he was celebrating his victory, his dad was thrown behind bars after getting caught for trafficking illegal substances, leaving Mayweather without a father and a trainer for half a decade. "I wanted to cry seeing him like that," Floyd shared, "but I was supposed to be a man, so I didn't." With his father gone, the young boxer still had to prove that he was the best, and his uncle, also known as the Black Mamba, was more than happy to train his nephew. And in those next 5 years, Mayweather's career skyrocketed. This left the brothers butting heads over who was responsible for the young star's success. After years without his father, their relationship slowly began to die out. There were countless fights between the two, with Mayweather taking back the condo and car he had gifted this old man, and talking badly about one another in public. "My father is jealous of me," Mayweather once shared. "His career never took off. He knows as a fighter he was never as good as me. In fact, he was never better than me at nothing." However, at the end of the day, Mayweather Sr. could never be replaced by anyone. And soon the father and son pair was back together for good.
My dad done a tremendous job. My Uncle Roger done a tremendous job. Team Mayweather done a tremendous job. Only thing I can do is continue to go out there, rack up victories, and be the best that I can be.
Through all the obstacles that tested the young star, his childhood, the tough love, violence, and crime, Floyd Money Mayweather protected his title as the undefeated professional boxer that we know today. And that's all we have for you today. Thank you for watching Rumor Juice, and don't forget to tell your friends how cool we are.
As always, we are eager to see your opinion in the comment section below, and do tell us which topic we should cover next. Behind the scenes dramas of your favorite shows? Why did this seemingly perfect couple break up? How come this Hollywood hottie is still alone? Who holds the title of the most fan-friendly celebrity? Make your voice heard, and we at Rumor Juice will make sure you are never bored. Subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to tell your friends how cool we are.